I'm Alex Miller, and this is my TED Talk on why competition is good. First off, before I go to any of those other slides, competition defines us as people. We compete every single day, no matter what. Again, if it's grades, if it's racing to school, if it's beating each other in the gym, if it's getting together better, I say grades, if it's anything in life, we're usually competing against something else. Even if we don't realize it, we are. It doesn't matter. So this is based off of Harrison Bergeron, which is based in 2081, where, quote, everybody was finally equal. They weren't only equal before God and the law, they were equal every which way. Nobody was smarter than anyone else, nobody was better looking than anyone else, and nobody was stronger or quicker than anybody else, end quote, Von Goethe. This depiction is based on the addition of the 211th, 212th, and 213th Amendments. It is believed in the story that if everyone was equal, then there wouldn't be any competition, and that everyone would be truly happy. So, as you can see, it made everyone equal. The competition between people. Competition, the actual definition of competition from Merriam-Webster's is the act or process of trying to get or win something, such as a prize or high level of success that someone else is also trying to get or win. The act or process of competing, which is... My first example is the big three automakers, the All-American, Chrysler, Ford, and GM. Their business is run off of competition. Run. You can't get any better example of this, really. If Chrysler makes an improvement, Ford will make an improvement, GM will make an improvement, and it goes on for every single one of them. If, let's say, Chrysler has the Hemi, Ford has the Coyote, GM has the Vortec. These are all engines. When Chrysler came out with the Hemi, Ford wanted to outdo that one with power, and GM wanted to outdo that one with power. So they came out with the Hemi, they came out with the 5-liter Coyote, they came out with the 350. Well, the 350 is really old, actually. But they all wanted to outdo each other at their own game. So that and that also continues today, where if Chrysler makes a better car than Ford and GM want to outdo them, or so on and so forth. But as I said, there's competition everywhere. Everywhere. There's competition in stores, like Walmart and Target, where they are trying to outdo them in prices, products, and services. So competition also relates to our economy. If Walmart sells something amazing, like, I don't know, Fruit Loops, and Target doesn't sell them, then Fruit Loops will be in higher demand at Walmart because they may give a better price and they may have more stock. If more people want to buy more Fruit Loops at Walmart, they'll come back to Walmart. And that will mean that when people do come back to Walmart and they find, oh, there's no stock, Walmart will order more stock to have enough for those people to buy. And that they buy their stock from the distributor, which is Kellogg's. And Kellogg's buys raw materials from farmers and elevators and companies around the world to make their products. And that is paying the employees that work there may get paid more because of that, which will put their money back in the economy, which in turn makes it grow, which we have all learned in Marinas and or Judds and or kids. And but now, this is also relating to this, that we are also now competing with Amazon, which is an online store, as we all know. William knows very well that this may push these two companies out of business, which is still competing because they want to grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, which means they want to expand their product line, they want to expand what they carry, they want to expand the prices, and they may give other things that Walmart and Target get, like Amazon Prime, where you can get movies, discounts, all that happy crap. So there's competition in that area too. And there's educational competition as well. So when we compete in education, we compete to get into schools, scholarships, top class grades, etc., etc., etc. This is Illinois, example of my hopeful college, that it is a very extremely difficult college to get into for engineering, because it is one of the top in the country, and it's a Big Ten school, which means it's big. So if I'm up against 40,000 other applicants, and I get narrowed down to the top 5,000, I just beat everyone else that applied at their grades, how I look, all that. Most people in our class know that. And once I get in, it gives me a feeling that I succeeded at doing that. That also succeeds in our. That also comes to mind in our school, where we will compete for grades. Like, we'll converse after tests, and inside we feel like, oh, like, if I get a better test grade on Maruda's test than Parker does, which I didn't last test, but most of the time I do, that I feel better inside because I knew I outdid Parker, which is more than likely smarter than I am, but yet I can do better in Maruda's than he can, which makes me feel good. Or anyone else that says, oh, I did better than him, which means I may have a better chance in her class, even though she is already greater. But it's everywhere, in where we get scholarships, money, all that, as I said. Sports competition is very self-explanatory. Why do we even do sports? Like our high school football team, the Comets. Here's our Big Ten. But why do we even play sports? It is solely for competition. There's no other reason. We just want to beat everybody. Maybe for fun, but the fun comes from beating other people on the football field, or on the soccer field, or on the baseball field, baseball diamond, or anything like that. Like even robotic competition, racing, stupid competitions, stupid sports competitions, and stuff like that. It's very, very self-explanatory. Now we have these two knuckleheads. We have Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Oh my god. Okay, but anyway, this is political competition. These two, this is GOP, this is Republican? No, Democrat. Republican, I think. Don't quote me on that. But they are competing against each other for the presidential chair in the office, which he's not qualified, and neither is she really. She really isn't. You can tell by these faces. Like, she looks like she's crazy. He looks like he is Trump. But anyway, they are both trying to compete for the presidential office. They are spending massive amounts of money that are probably a big waste of money for one of these two. But they are competing right now to win states. Then this November they will be competing against each other if they move on to general election, then they will be competing against each other for the office, which means that even though this is one of the best, well, not right now, but this is one of the best political examples of competition. So there's that. Here's Rana and Brandon, as most of us know, that, or in our little 2 or 3 hours, that Brandon always seems to be pissed off at Brandon, and Brandon always seems to be pissed off at Rana. This photo is courtesy of Brandon. This photo is courtesy of Hillary's Video Productions off of YouTube, off of their video that they did. But when they are getting pissed off at each other, that means that they're technically competing against why, like they're maybe arguing about something, they may be just may not be agreeing on something. Basically, that's what it is. I couldn't think of what to say. But they come, like, 50% of the time when they come to class, they are arguing or Rand is upset at Brandon for something he said. Which means that he wants to compete against Rand, and Rand wants to compete against him to get back at them, possibly, or anything like that. Which is more than likely under what they know, which means that Brandon may not know that he wants to outdo Brandon, and Brandon may not know that he wants to outdo Rand. Which is the perfect example in our class. There's people I compete with in school. Every single one of my friends, every single one of your friends you compete against, no matter what. You're always competing against them, because that's usually my definition of friends. That's what friends do, is that you guys compete, that we compete against each other. This is the last thing in my PowerPoint, but I'll go on. Without competition, we would be all...
First off, I am 35 years old, I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river.
What it is that we all had to compete. There's no way around it. There's no way we can't compete. There's no competition, there would be no sense in life. Like business competition, for example, where I work at Woodside, we're always competing against KOA on 303. Like we've had people come in and say that we're so much friendlier, we're so much nicer to talk to, we have a much better campground. Not in looks, but we take care of it better. And that means that we are competing against them and we are winning. And when any other job, say Pizza Hut and Domino's, Pizza Hut comes out with a huge, nice, good pizza, Domino's comes out with another great pizza, and they collide, and they keep moving forward and trying to help each other. Well, not help each other. Compete against each other and get the upper hand in that thing. Xbox, for example. When you see Xbox, the Xbox, they're always competing against PS4 or PlayStation or any other Nintendo for the upper hand. When Xbox came out with the Xbox One, PlayStation came out with the PS4, which I've heard is much better than the Xbox One. I don't really care, because I'm not that huge of a gamer, but they always compete. Then there's DirecTV, which is always competing against Dish. They always say they're a bigger company. But then we also have Verizon. We have Verizon, which is this is a Verizon phone. My dad works for Verizon. When Verizon competes, when you see their commercials, they always show how big their network actually is. So, and those commercials are true, according to my dad. They are very true, that they have a bigger network. So when they have a bigger network, they are showing that they had the upper hand against AT&T and Sprint and T-Mobile, which is their big three competitors. Another example of competition is Sony. Sony, my laptop, is a Windows company, which is always trying to outdo Apple or HP or Dell. They're competing in their own segment, which is Windows, with Dell and HP. But then their big competitor is Apple, which is my phone. An Apple phone. That they are always trying to compete against them to outdo each other. Then there's like I said, there's many other types of competition. You can't go away from competition, it's impossible. If everyone was their competition, this basement would be a piece of junk. That TV would be a piece of junk. The Xbox would be a piece of junk. My phone would be a piece of junk. Like I said, college would be useless. Lights would be useless because nothing would excel. There'd be still in Edison's time, which there's a big advancement. They would be pieces of junk. My mom's signs wouldn't be good. They would be, but there's competition everywhere. This is where it's going to end. There's competition everywhere. There's no way you can get around it. There's not. Thank you. Thank everyone for watching. Hopefully this grueling, long, probably 10-minute thing didn't get to anyone, didn't bother anyone, and I hope, Borderline, you are still listening and not sleeping. Thank you.